Hi, and good afternoon on this Saturday. My name is Kevin Strong. I am the president of Strong Jacob and Associates. We specialize in two things: credit score improvement and debt reduction strategies. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about the difference between filing a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. I must disclose to you that I'm not an attorney, but I do have some personal experience dealing with the Chapter 7 and the Chapter 13. Something that you need to be aware of that most lenders don't let you know is that when you file a 13, that's basically a reorganization of your debt, right? So the court takes over all of your debts and you send your money every month into the court, and then the court disperses that money to the creditors. Typically, it's a 3 to 5 year repayment process. It's called a Chapter 13. So you're paying back everything dollar for dollar, but you're doing it at a more manageable monthly budget. The second option is called a Chapter 7. Now, that's totally different from a Chapter 13 because with the Chapter 7, you totally discharge all of your debt. So you're not repaying back anything. So unless you're trying to keep specific property, for an example, a house or a car that would get rolled into a Chapter 13, I recommend people file a Chapter 7 and just start over. If you know someone who's filed a Chapter 7, there's a couple things that happen immediately within 90 days after it's been discharged. That customer starts to get credit card offers again. So you may ask yourself, why am I being offered all of this credit after I file a Chapter 7? Well, the lenders know that you can't file a Chapter 7 again for another 7 years. So you're less likely of a risk just coming off a fresh bankruptcy opposed to someone who has good credit but all their credit cards is maxed. The second point about the Chapter 13 is that even though you're paying it back dollar for dollar over a 3 or 5 year period, as I explained earlier, while you're in that repayment phase, you still have a Chapter 13 showing on your bankruptcy. And very few creditors will extend credit to you while you're in the Chapter 13 repayment plan. Make sense? So unless you are really worried about protecting a particular automobile or more importantly, a bigger asset, which is a car, I strongly recommend you filing a 7. I have plenty of clients who have done that, not with my advice. I give advice about credit and debt. They ultimately make that decision once they seek the counsel of a licensed attorney. But by saying that, after you file a Chapter 7, you can kind of wipe your hands clean of all of the debt, start to rebuild your credit a lot faster, and start the restoration process, where in the Chapter 13, truly the restoration process does kind of begin a little bit as you're going through, but you can always convert a Chapter 13 into a Chapter 7. So that is a very precarious situation from a lender standpoint, because at any time you can convert the 13 to a 7, so they're probably less likely to extend credit to you. Makes sense? You can always go from a repayment plan to a total discharge plan. That's why the Chapter 7, unless you're protecting a house or car, typically is a quicker way towards credit restoration and rebuilding your credit. Thanks.